here locally in the community. Make sure y'all go check out Meat Body by Jeremy.
All right, I am here with my plethora of fans from around the league. We have Mike Marsh, Green Bay Packers fan and missing facial hair. We have Mike Johnson down here that says at least my QB doesn't paint his nails. Bistrilla de Thrilla's in the house, and Ralph Williams with his pirate chicken. Guess that's the
It'll come back. Just give it a little time.
Why did I not know that was coming out tonight?
what the pirate
I
chicken.
kind of figured that.
Yeah. It's better than Robot Chicken. Oh well, no, I actually like a couple of episodes on that show on Cartoon Network. But anyways, how's everybody doing? Mike, go ahead, Mike Marsh.
Just been another long day. That's all I'm going to say, and I'm looking forward to actually paying attention to the game tomorrow. Personally, that's going to be fun.
Football is back tomorrow. Yes. Oh, and look, I think we got another visitor here. Let's see who we got. It's BC.
Will. Hey, there's Will.
All right, Mike Johnson, how has your week been?
It's been good. I've been on, like I was telling earlier, I've been on countdown to vacation. You know, that V word that none of y'all know, supposedly. But, you know, us middle blue class guys are going to take vacation. Usually I cash mine in. But my daughter and my son-in-law, who is in the Navy, actually got to come home for 10 days before his 11-month deployment. So we are going to make the best of this, and we're going to go have some family fun before all he sees is metal and ocean for a while.
Tell him I said thank you for his service.
Yeah, hey, sure will, guys.
100%.
Yes, thank you.
Bistrilla, how was your week?
Well, first of all, go Navy. Second of all, it's been tiring. Training camp, trying to get all this stuff together for my show, you know, much less putting input into everybody else's show. It's like, and it's just not just the Lions either. I had to go through training camp with a lot of other teams too. So it's like, but it's been exhausting, but fun.
Amen.
That's for sure.
It's a labor of love, isn't it?
Yes.
It all sure right. Is. Ralph Williams with your pirate chicken. How has your week been, sir?
My week has been pretty decent. Yesterday I got my wheelchair accessible van, so life will be easier for me.
Hey, there you go.
So I was able to get that yesterday, and my lovely wife and I went out and did some other stuff. And my show yesterday, Sports Corner, had the most views for a show in one day than it has the entire time. So
that's awesome.
That's one day.
Awesome.
That's great.
So it's great. I did a college football special yesterday, and I did a Steelers special the week before and didn't have anybody. And then this week I do college football and I have everybody. Well, so that was an interesting scenario there. And I had a meeting tonight with the producers of the TV station that I was supposed to put my shows on that's shutting down at the end of August. All the other producers of the show, of the station that do shows, we all had a meeting tonight. We're going to try to save the station here, but we got a lot of politics we have to deal with this. So other than that, it's been great, Jeremy. Thank you.
Good. Will, how's your week been?
It's hard. I'm in retail. I'm working like 7.5 hours. I know I'm young. People are going to say, oh, you're young, but after a while it gets stressful and tiring. And I have ADHD, so it gets very stressful, but I'm powering it through. I got one more long day. No, my hours are either between 4 to 7.5. But the good thing is I'm off Friday and Saturday, and I'm gonna start to go to bed early, or else it's gonna bite me when I'm older. So, um, other than that, pretty good. Ready to get my mind off of this long day of work and talk football with some of my favorite people.
Cool. Well,
Hey, I got to let you know, the older you get, the less sleep you have. So I'm 49. I
Yeah.
sleep 5
I
hours a
know.
night. So
I know it's gonna bite. It is gonna bite me. I know it is for sure.
now,
39
50.
and driving for 11 hours a day and 6, 7. I
I'm
should probably
55
sleep
and I
more.
take naps.
I'm
Oh,
50.
I take naps on my off
Yes.
days.
Take naps, man.
I'm
I'm
I
telling
Hey,
you,
take
any
take
naps on
naps.
my off days. My friends are like, "What are you doing?" I'm like, "I'm napping. Leave me be."
I drive this 80,000-pound vehicle as far as I can in a day, and if I have to stop to take a nap, guess what I'm doing?
You're stopping,
Taking a
taking a
nap.
nap.
Okay.
That's a good truck driver right there, buddy.
I'm 53 and I joined the camp of I'll sleep when I'm dead when I turn the big 50 because God damn it, I don't have enough time to have fun if I sleep all the damn time.
Uh,
But that being said, let's get into this. DJ Moore got his bag. What was it? 3 years, 112 million, or was it 4 year,
Yep,
112? It was 100, right?
or I think.
So I heard some people saying it's an overpay, and I actually think it's a really good deal for Chicago for how they worded that contract and everything else. It's 66% guaranteed. Uh, I think it's a really good deal for him. What do you think about it, Mike Marsh?
Only thing I gotta say, I mean, it could definitely be a really good deal. It could definitely bite him in the butt. I mean, he is 27. It hasn't hit that 30, so I mean, there's still plenty of career left. But I mean, that's a big question mark.
He just had his best year with a no name quarterback and one that's on the team as a backup. Tyson secret agent. Oh wait, that was Justin Fields. That's not a no name. What am I talking about?
You mean Boston Fields?
No, he's not busting Fields because he's out there in Pittsburgh
no.
going out. He
Yes,
probably
he is.
He's
started.
throwing dimes out there. Yep.
Yeah,
Yes, he is.
he's got an O line
Yeah,
that's
it sounds
against from
it
T.J. Watt,
sounds like Russ is gonna be riding the bench come week 1.
and he won't care.
Could
He's
be.
making 50
He's
million.
got a calf injury from pushing the sled your defensive and offensive players are supposed to be pushing and not a quarterback.
All right, Mike Johnson, what do you think?
I mean, I think it's a good move by them. They have to lock down, they're a good receiver, just to see what, Caleb's going to do. He's a proven wide receiver. Is he in the elite category as, St. Brown and Justin Jefferson? I don't think so, but it's the best the Bears got, and it's probably the best you're going to get. So you might as well lock him down and see what he can do.
Holy smokes, cousin
Look who
Jay's in
comes.
the chat.
I
I
was
haven't
gonna
seen
say, look who
they
comes
drafted
out of the
Caleb.
woodwork.
Hey, I'm ready to see the New Look Bears team tomorrow, but your quarterback's not taking a snap, according to coaches. So we won't see
And I
Caleb
bet a Dudensy doesn't either.
B. Strilla. What's your thought on the DJ Moore signing?
I don't care.
I don't.
I don't
If it's the
care.
Bears, I don't care.
The Bears
Oh,
still suck. The
I
Bears still suck. Sorry.
Ralph, what do you think about it?
Well, the Bears got to do something because they haven't done anything. So, I mean, and to sign DJ Moore, they might as well do something because Khalib Williams needs somebody to throw the ball to. So, I mean, there you go. And Matt Everflush should be walking on eggshells this year, which he should have been fired after last year. So, I mean, but we'll see if the Bears will be the same old Bears.
And I
Chicago's
totally forgot that
Chicago.
tomorrow's the Hall of Fame game. So after we get done with the topics, we're going to go around the table and predict our winner. Will, what do you think about that deal?
So he was a former Panther, and I like DJ Moore. And you know what? It was a good deal because you need weapons to help a young rookie quarterback in Caleb Williams. And locking one down for the foreseeable future is a good move on the Bears. Do I think it's going to be a game changer? No, but locking down a receiver still in his 20s, still in his prime, who hasn't hit that bump yet with a rookie quarterback, it's a win.
All right. More over St. Brown. I have seen more delusional.
Yeah, whatever, dude.
Saying that, whatever.
Keep
I'm
dreaming.
a Panthers
Ooh.
fan, and I
It's
couldn't
perfect. You
agree
know why?
less.
Because I think that's about the going rate for a number one wide receiver on about 15 teams. And you know where those 15 teams rank? The bottom of the league. There you go.
What's up, Chicken McNugget King?
I love Chicken Nugget King. He's in there and he did an FTB. I say FDB because I like saying fuck the Bears. But anyway,
The Bears.
As long as you're not going after the platypi anymore, I mean, we're all good.
no, that's still the sponsor. Sorry. But anyways, Taylor Decker was extended that morning, and it totally got overlooked. And when you look at it, he actually got top 12 tackle money, which for a guy that's been playing when he's on the field at a top level and helping this O line get its number one ranking it's gotten this offseason. Oh my goodness, I'm not even going to address it. 3 years, 60 million, but you know that's not going to be what he actually makes per year. He's not going to make 20 per year.
Oh my God. I'm not
Dude,
gonna
you're getting
disagree.
high in your own supply. Sit down somewhere.
Can't be a dope man. So I'm going to start with you, Will. What do you think about the Taylor Decker deal?
I like it. I like it a lot. He's a really good O lineman. The Detroit Lions have a really good, solid O line that protects Goff. You got Sewell, you got him, you got a bunch of other guys, and locking him up is a win for Detroit because who knows where he will go elsewhere. Like, not saying I don't think he would be going elsewhere, but having a guy, especially spending his whole career in one area, that's one of my favorite things. And I think he's going to retire with Detroit.
Well, yeah.
That's a rarity. So many players just like, hey, I'm gonna go here, go there, and
I hate
very
it.
rare of them. Very rare do they
Loyalty,
get drafted somewhere and then stay there. Or
loyalty doesn't
They don't even
exist
make it
anymore.
past a rookie contract, Mike.
that's true.
But I've always been a fan of his. Oh, hush, Cousin Jay.
Don't
You
care.
got to worry about that because this year you don't have Justin Fields. You got
Right.
Khalid Pinknails. So that ain't
It's
you
that Bears.
stop with all that Chicago stuff.
You
I don't
got
want to
that
hear it.
pretty fairy
So
as a
wait,
quarterback.
let's just go back.
Yes.
I'll tell you exactly what a Bears fan called Caleb Williams on last Wednesday night after I got off this show because he hates him. He said Caleb Williams will be nothing because we didn't fix the O line.
Oh, I love it.
That's
I
true.
love it.
You know, all we did was move up 5 rankings in PFF for center. That's not good enough. We got
Caleb
the
Williams is the most overrated rookie in the last 20 years,
and here's
at least.
what Heisman winners have equaled in 125 years of the NFL. Only 10 have made the Hall of Fame.
And I want to say a point real quick. I know it's Ralph's turn,
I'm not
Cousin
the one
Jay.
that said it. That was
but
one of your podcasters on as a guest on another podcast that called him Caleb Williams.
and I want to say something
Well,
real
he said
quick.
it.
I know it's Ralph's turn. He wouldn't have won Heisman if Hendon Hooker never got hurt.
This might be the best comment he ever made. I will be doing his fruity touchdown dances in the stadium with him.
Dude, someone needs to screenshot that to Leonard, please.
No, it's on the show. It'll show up. Trust me, he'll see it. He'll
It's
It
say,
on-
is
it's on
now
the way.
forever in the internet.
yeah, it's now forever. It's not just in the scrolling chat. I put it on the screen because it was that good. I did that on purpose.
And
And
I
it's
hope it gets caught on NFL
okay,
films.
Ralph. What do you think about the Taylor Decker deal?
Well, you need an offensive line. Got to control the offensive line of scrimmage, protect the quarterback, and then if Goff is your future, Decker signing, staying with the team, that's a win for both the player and for the team, and it's a winner. And it's a win-win situation because, as I said, offensive line, control the line of scrimmage, and your defensive line. Those are the two key things in the game. You have to control your lines of scrimmage, and if you don't, and Dan Campbell's a tough kind of guy that wants to do that. And I'm glad that Decker got signed.
B.
Amen.
Strilla, let's get your take on the Decker signing.
Well, yeah, it's to save the continuity of the line until Manu becomes better at the position. And 3 years is good because it'll probably take them that long to get him in shape, the rookie, in shape to take over his spot. So, I mean, the Lions got the number one offensive line, in football. So, I mean, you saw all this up. It's great. I'm good. I'm good for that. That's the only Ohio State player I'm going to say that for.
All right, Mike Johnson.
That's B got me. I was gonna say the only reason why I like it is because he is from the Ohio State University. So other than that, I'm gonna love to see him, staring up at the top of your ceiling, while everybody's running over him.
I'm gonna have to rethink having you on so much now that I know you're a Sockeye fan.
Ah,
Sockeye.
Oh boy.
All right, Mike March, your take on it.
I mean, familiarity is probably going to be the biggest benefit. Just sure. I mean, he's 30 years old. Probably got another 4 or 5 good years at the very most, and keeping him at least for 3 of that is definitely going to be a good move by him. So,
How has Decker not made a Pro Bowl yet? Because it's a popularity vote. It has nothing to do with his playing ability, and he's always been in the top 15 to top 20 of tackles, which means he's in that upper echelon of the good to very good, but not the elite in the top 5. Does anybody disagree with that statement?
Plus,
Not
he plays
really.
for Detroit.
And yeah, Detroit got hate for Pro Bowl voting for years. There was years where we didn't even get one if we're put in as alternate.
I mean, you could also basically say the same thing about MVP. When are we going to get another non-quarterback to grab the MVP?
And John comes in and says DJ Moore highlight tape at Maryland is a nice watch. Big Ten wide receiver of the year, led Big Ten wide receivers in missed tackles. DJ Moore has the Big Ten work ethic. And I wholeheartedly agree with that. Because the wide receivers that have been good that came out of the Big Ten, that's what they've been. It's hard workers. They haven't been the fastest. They haven't been the biggest. They've been hard work guys. And hey, guess what? I'm glad DJ Moore is a yak god because, yep,
Consistency is more important than speed.
right. And I'll take 119 catches over 96. That's all I got to say.
All day.
So, but yes, I love this deal with Decker because yes, Manu is a project. He's a big pile of Legos, and is it going to be a masterpiece or is it just going to be a healthy lump of crap? We don't know. It depends on whether it's a 5-year-old doing it or an expert Lego builder like Hank Fraley, right?
Big ass lump of crap. That would be the case. That's a big fella.
But I mean, looking at it the other way too. I mean, with Decker there as, just as a mentor to get him going. I mean, much like all the good quarterbacks out there, if you start off like in the position of any great quarterback, always having another great quarterback teaching you most of the time anyway. that makes a huge difference in how that career goes.
100%. And Decker credits TJ Lang to a lot of the stuff he learned as a tackle from when he was here with when he came over from Green Bay. And TJ Lang was a great mentor for him. John Cominsky, our number 2. You haven't been hearing much lately. You don't pay attention. He's our number 6 defensive end on this roster. Come on now. I don't mind somebody.
Just hope it will start great, Cousin Jay. That's what you hope it don't, because we're gonna run over Chicago twice. So I don't want to hear no more of that crap.
So is everybody else.
Right. You'd be lucky if you win a division game.
We've seen Jordan Love get his contract Friday night last week, and now he's at camp, and everything's all good and wonderful in Packerland. It's not a Diva watch anymore. It was for 5.5 hours, though. 100%. I said if it wasn't done by 4 o'clock on Friday, the Diva watch clock starts. Caleb signed his the first day of their training camp. Now, granted, it was the most that any first-round pick has ever made, because they milked every penny they could out of that cap for the rookie.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
He does, James.
I know. I'm watching them
does.
guys go back and pick. Yeah, we lost a guy that backed up Hutchinson and played 9% of the snaps last season. Yeah, John Cominsky was our number 2. Yeah.
I died.
Right.
James +2.
Cousin Jay has cognitive issues.
Mhm.
I think so.
And Smoking Dad entered the chat. There you go.
Oh, I like that music.
It's only short.
I know.
Be Strilla de Thrilla.
Exactly how many games has Chicago won against Detroit since Goff has been there?
Who?
Thank you.
And that's what I think of their team, number 2.
That's what I feel like taking when I see that team.
How many games has Chicago won against the Packers in the last, at least, 10 years?
None.
Right. So there's quite a few holdouts around the league still. Trent Williams is holding out. Ayuk said, screw it, I play, but I'm not happy. CeeDee Lamb is holding out. Now Jamar Chase is holding out. There's so many holdouts around the league. I don't think Diva Watch is over. Do you think Diva Watch is over, Mike Marsh?
No, I mean, Jamar Chase and T. Higgins are probably the 2 biggest ones on that list of ones that are, talking about holding out anyway. T. Higgins is. So who knows about what's going on over there in Cincy?
Man, who cares about Patricia?
Patricia ain't here.
What's your point? You're fighting losing battles, bro.
I think that dude's drank more than I have tonight.
I think he has.
I think he has too. So, Mike Marsh, what do you think? Is Diva Watch over, or is it still continuing? T. Higgins is playing. He went to camp. He signed his franchise tag. He isn't holding out anymore.
Diva Watch is far from over, sadly. I hate that it's a constant thing, especially this year, but it's just getting dumb. I mean, yeah, it's going to keep going probably all the way through the first couple of weeks of the regular season at this rate.
I think it'll stop right when the season starts. You know why? Because they don't want to miss out on those full game checks and then start getting fines. That's 100%. Everybody that's held out, the cut week they sign, or they come back to camp every single time. Oh, damn, that's good. If I'm not mistaken, Goodell has mandated the Bears to send Rodgers Father's Day cards until they can provide evidence he's not their dad. And by the way, I did that again today. It has been 591 days since Aaron Rodgers has passed to someone not named Kirby Joseph.
Dude, we're going to reach 600. Let's go.
Oh, it's a good. But, Mike, Pistrilla, what's your take on Diva Watch?
Oh, yeah. It's part of football. it's just becoming more, like I said, with all the social media stuff going on, it's more fluent. This stuff was going on back in the day too. It's just that it's not as noticed as much because social media blows everything up to a propensity. I think CD Lamb needs to get paid anyway. He's the
No,
best
CD
player on
Lamb
their
needs to go to
offense.
Green Bay.
Well, no, he don't. Anyway,
I can stay
he
right down
doesn't go Green Bay. But yeah, he needs to get paid. I mean, look at Ayuk knew already that he was going to be thrown under the bus, so that's why he came back to play or came back to training camp. So his little effort didn't work too good. He threw that little temper tantrum, but now he's back at camp. So, but it's going to happen all the way until the beginning of the season, maybe past that, depending on how these are. These players are acting. It's just not just receivers either. We got defensive linemen. We got all kinds of people doing that. So offensive lineman Trent Williams.
Yep.
So
All right, Ralph.
Well, it's going to continue. I don't think it'll ever end. As Mike said, you have social media out there. You got a bunch of stuff going on, and it's going to continue. It'll never stop. I don't see it stopping anytime soon or ever. It's always that case, guys, with contracts like this, because people think that holding out is the best thing to do, and that's what they do. They deserve to be. They feel they deserve to be paid what they're going to get paid. So let them do it.
Okay, well, I'm not even going to address it yet. Go ahead, give your take on Diva Watch.
Diva Watch is alive and well, gentlemen. It happens every year. Happens every single year. There's a certain position group that's like, I want this or else I'm gonna sit out, blah 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 blah. Yeah, it happens every year. Diva Watch is alive and well.
Thank you. Yes, Diva Watch is alive and well. The defensive player that is holding out because he wants a contract, but it's from a team that typically never pays anybody other than the occasional offensive lineman, the New England Patriots,
Matt Judon.
Matt Judon. And yes, he was put on the trading block. And yes, they are asking at least a second round and a fourth round pick, or a player and a day two pick. So, yeah, is the Lions trading for him? I have heard nothing like that out of Allen Park. That has only came from Clickbait Sports Detroit fan article. So until I see something out of Allen Park, I don't think we trade for him. Do you, B?
I mean, it wouldn't. That's probably the best trade that the Lions can make out of
Right.
all the ones that were offered to them this year. I think that's the best trade that they can make because they do need presence on the other side to help Aiden Hutchinson out a little bit so he can become free because you got like 3/4 of the line that can probably get through, but I'm really having trouble with that other side. I don't have confidence in Davenport at all. And then John Cominsky went out. I don't know about Pascal. I don't know about Levi. It's just I don't know who's going to come through on that side. To tell you the truth, I don't. Betts might be the best bet. No pun intended, but
Right.
he might be the best bet.
From
But
what I
I don't know. I think that would be a good trade. I think he would love it here. To tell you the truth.
Yeah, I think Judon would love it here, and I think he would play out to get a contract next season, 100%. Because I don't think we're done re-signing people that we have to that's on the roster. They already said Aleem is the next one they're working on.
Oh, by the way, I don't know if this means anything, but they did have Ndamukong Suh had posted a picture that he was in Michigan.
Well, he owns two rental properties, and he is a part owner in Calvin Johnson's dispensary business. So he does have a reason to be here, but I wouldn't mind Sue coming back because we don't know when Reader's coming back. We hear from the team saying it'll be week 1 or week 2, but we see doctors saying it might be week 4 to week 6 before he comes back.
Yeah, I don't think that's going to happen. I think he's going to be there week 1. I
I
think
do.
this is everybody's just blowing it over.
I think that was a medical doctor. It was the same one that said that Jamison Williams wouldn't be healthy until year 2 of his career, too. It was the same doctor.
Cousin Jay, there ain't no way Williams is touching any of Stroud's rookie records. Not a chance.
I don't even think
Not
he's
a
going to break
chance.
Eric Kramer's passing yardage rate record for the Bears of 3,865. You guys got great weapons around him, but if the O-line can't protect him, he's not Justin Fields. He'll get sacked.
He's gonna
before the show.
He's gonna get hit so hard he's gonna bruise his vagina, and it's gonna be done.
Before the show, we were talking about an offensive line. I mean, without an offensive line, no quarterback has a chance.
Jordan went by my nickname on his YouTube channel.
Nobody said we want to. I said it's just
great. I love it.
A happenstance, man. Stop taking stuff and taking it over the edge. Stop smoking your own supply. Damn. Chicago fans, man.
I mean, if nothing more than for a mentor, I mean, Sue would be nice to go back to Detroit. And that coming from a Packers fan, knowing what Sue did to, I'm just going to stop right there.
Oh, man.
I am inviting somebody that just sent me a message saying he joined.
Ooh.
It'll be a surprise.
Is it a Bears fan?
No, it's a Lions fan.
Oh.
Now you're just playing favorites.
That's what I think. My mic's been muted ever since I stuck up for Ohio State, versus that TTA.
And it should be.
I can't believe you all haven't said nothing since, as I usually wear an Ohio State shirt and a hat. Almost every podcast
paid attention to your hat because normally.
Hey, my college team's not in the Big Ten or anything, so I got nothing to say about Ohio
Yeah,
State.
mine isn't either. Hey, Mike, I realized you look like Ryan Dave with a bigger beard.
I had somebody say that to me at Home Depot the other day. I had my Ohio State shirt on and my hat, and he came up and he looked, and he's like, "Oh, okay, never mind, it's not him." I was like, "What?"
Oh.
I don't know if that's a compliment.
Outside meth causes frontal lobe disease.
Plus 100, please, James. God, James, you are spitting facts. I love it. James, I love you, man. You're the greatest.
Mike Marsh, do you think Love is better than Goff?
Jesus Christ, he really is high.
I gotta say, I don't even know. I mean, give Love a couple more years.
We got a way better team this year, Jordan, than the Patriots do.
Wasn't it just a minor ankle injury for Roman Wilson for Pittsburgh?
Yeah.
Yeah, he'll be.
So he's gonna miss some time.
He hurt his ankle. He's not gonna miss that much time.
Look, I'm gonna say this, and B, and everybody else, and this is gonna hurt me internally, but in the NFC North right now, Jared Goff is the best quarterback in all 4 of the teams, hands down. There's nobody that's gonna compare to him. He's gonna light up this league this year, and watch. I mean, you have to give credit where credit is due. He has settled in, he's comfortable, he's proven, and he's going for 4,800 yards plus this year.
And his coach and his offensive coordinator's still there too.
You are basing it off of 7 games last year. You're not basing it off a full season of play. He did have a hard time, and I know Mike wants to say this Mike wants to say something about it.
Well, because that question was aimed at me here. Jordan Love, better than Goff? We don't know yet. It's as simple as that. We don't know yet.
That's the easiest out I've ever heard in my life.
Caleb,
we got a half a year.
NFL.
Just admit it. You overpaid for an unproven quarterback, and he's going to suck. I mean, it's that simple.
I hope not.
And
Can we
we
get
got
that?
the Dirty Dom in the
No.
building.
Dom.
The Dirty Dom.
Forever unclean.
Baby Jeffrey.
Forever unclean.
Hey, Jeremy, I have to excuse myself because I have to go on the other show. So
Go ahead and shout out our other show on
All
your
right,
way.
Ralph.
thank you. Yeah, I'm going to be on the Sports Web at 10:30, talking wrestling as part of a segment called Turnbuckle Talk. I also talk wrestling on Sports Corner on Tuesdays, 4 to 6 p.m. YouTube, Facebook, and Twitch. I have a Tad Jarvis coming on, independent wrestler. So on Tuesday, coming up this Tuesday, Gannon University's football coach, and we're going to talk about the Pirates and Steelers. So don't forget to tune in on Tuesday, Sports Corner, 4 to 6 p.m. On YouTube, Facebook, and Twitch. I refuse to pay Elon Musk any money at all to put my stuff out on Twitter X.
Nice.
So there you
Amen.
go. All right. So everyone have a great one, and thank you. And also don't forget Saturday, the External Bum Show, 9 a.m. with me, Ralph Williams, Scott Morgan Roth, Leo Haggerty, and Jeremy Ballrick. So we talk about bums in sports and several other sports topics, 9 a.m. Saturday, YouTube, Twitch, and also on Facebook. Everyone
Hey,
have
Ralph.
a great night. Thank you.
Hey, Ralph.
Have a good one. Thank you.
Ralph, congratulations on your van again, buddy. I'm happy for you.
Thank you. I appreciate that. Thank you.
Get some flames painted on it.
Saturday if I don't talk to you before then.
All right.
Oh.
And away he goes.
And down to 6.
And we're back to 6. So, Dom, what do you think about the 2 deals that got done yesterday? DJ Moore for Chicago, first and foremost, 4 years, $112 million. I say it's well deserved and it's not an overpay. What do you say?
Absolutely. DJ Moore, since he set foot into the NFL, has been a perennially underrated, slept on wide receiver. And he just came off of his, most receptions, most catches. Most receptions, most yards, most TDs, and that's with Justin Fields
And
Secret Agent Man.
Yes.
He earned it. I don't think it was an overpay at all. Salute.
Great. And what do you think of the Taylor Decker deal to extend him for 3 years while Manu develops the raw prospect we just drafted?
It's okay. It was a necessity because we don't have someone ready to step in at right tackle by next year.
I agree.
All it does to me is just it extends out that trade Taylor Decker timeline that I've had in my head for the last 5 years for 2 more years.
Well, unfortunately, because now it's a new deal, the dead cap ruins it for 2 years again.
I mean, he's better than most. It bothers me that the best right tackle in the NFL is still not playing left tackle.
At the same time, you know what I'm going to say? Cousin Jay, DJ Moore earned it more than St. Brown earned his. Evidently, you haven't paid attention to what St. Brown has done since he became a starter for Detroit. And no, he's not just a slot receiver.
He's a Bears fan.
Can play.
So I really wonder if Cousin Jay really feels this way or if he's just trying to be a troll.
I would say DJ Moore has earned it more.
Golly.
Pun intended.
That's another story.
All top 5 wide receivers are overpaid. Tell me how many times a top 5 wide receiver wins the Super Bowl. Not that many times.
Never.
But if
Randy Moss, Jerry Rice.
Jerry Moss has as many rings as the 6 of us.
You know, there's a lot of top 5 wide receivers that have Super Bowl rings.
Well, Randy Moss doesn't because Randy Moss has never won a Super Bowl. But
I was going to say, I just said Randy Moss has as many rings as the 6 of us.
Because
Yeah.
St.
Right.
Brown is the better route runner. He doesn't just play the slot, though. He actually plays the X, the Y, and the Z. They put him everywhere. They actually put him in motion. And now we got QB1 Joe Milton, Jordan Edelman in the.
Oh, now
My
you show up after
nickname is
Ralph leaves
real.
after talking all that shit.
Yeah, Ralph had to go anyway, so.
I would
forgot
say
that.
ultimately St. Brown
That's
is
not bad.
better because he's put up better numbers sooner than DJ Moore, but he's also had a better quarterback and a better system. I'd be happy with either one of them. I like St. Brown because he's younger and hungrier.
And he's
But I
that
like
dog.
DJ Moore. I've always liked DJ Moore.
I've been okay with him. I liked him as a Panther.
Yeah,
Now I hate him.
good job trading him the offseason before you draft your franchise quarterback, Will.
Don't remind me. I hate my team.
Hey, imagine going from Carolina to Chicago. What a shit show.
Yeah, seriously.
Well, at least Chicago has fans in the stadium.
Yeah, seriously.
Yeah, well, it's easy when you got the lowest seated stadium in the league.
Mm-hmm. True.
Name the top 5 wide receivers right now, and how many have Super Bowls? 1, Tariq Hill.
Yeah,
Yep.
that's all I can think of.
Who's the other 4?
You got
Jerry-
Justin
Jefferson,
Jamar
J-
Chase.
Jamar Chase.
Jamar Chase is in the Super Bowl.
I
Isn't
don't know if I'm
Devontae
putting
Adams
him around the
still?
top 5 just yet.
Yeah,
I would
but
say Cooper Kupp.
are we talking top 5 all time or top 5
No.
current?
No, right now.
top 5 current.
Cooper-
But
I
I would say
top
Cooper.
5, there was plenty of the old top 5 that had Super
Yeah.
Bowl rings.
Yeah.
I would say Cooper Kupp a couple years ago, but he ain't top 5 no more.
Yeah, but he was top 5 that year.
Yes,
It's,
Yeah.
it's hard to say a top 5. You could name your top 3, and then like 4 through 7 are about the same.
Almost 4 through 10, really.
Yeah, I agree.
Mike Evans.
Yeah,
I was going to say Mike Evans.
Mm-hmm.
AJ Brown is probably right there.
Mm-hmm.
But they
Some of them went to the Super
they
Bowl.
were the penultimate. So close.
Excuse me. Oof.
Let's see who
But-
else was there.
Philadelphia did the same thing that San Francisco did. Failed to beat the Chiefs. Lost it
Yep.
in the last quarter.
Yep.
The only people that can beat the Chiefs are the Bengals and us. Well, Jared Goff.
Yeah.
Mike Evans is not a top 5. Performance-wise,
That
I
dude
think
has
he's
a-
a top 5 wide receiver.
Yeah.
Just
he's
because
up
he's
there.
a little
I
bit
don't-
older, you could maybe push him out, but stats don't lie. He's.
If you're going by consistency, he's top 5.
I was going to
Mhm.
say,
100%.
here's a list of players with 8 1,000 receiving yard seasons in their first 8 seasons. Mike Evans. That's
it.
the list.
Yep.
You're welcome. Well, what's his name? Godwin? Fuck that guy. Wait, can I cut?
He hates Chris Godwin with a passion.
Must be a
But,
fantasy thing.
Jordan, what are your
Oh.
takes on the 2 big signings yesterday between Taylor Decker and DJ Moore?
Who'd you say first? Taylor Decker, right?
Yep, Taylor Decker for the Lions got his 3-year, $60 million deal.
That's the left tackle, I believe, right?
That's our left tackle.
Correct.
RXJ.
Okay. Yeah. First on Decker, they need him. Obviously, he's one of their veteran linemen on the roster. I mean, left tackle, most important position on the line. So that was a good re-signing. And then for DJ Moore, Carolina needs him, obviously, after coming off his best season. Or Carolina, sorry, Chicago.
Carolina does need him. Unfortunately, he's a Bear.
Yeah,
Yeah.
for real. Thanks a lot, Jordan.
1,300.
Oh,
He's coming off
my point, Albert.
1,300.
God, that was so good.
He's coming off a 1,300 yard season, so I think, yeah, he definitely deserves to get paid after a 1,300 yard year. So, and that was with Justin Fields throwing the ball.
I read something today of all the money he's made, like $82 million of it has been guaranteed. I think he's got the most guaranteed money of any non-quarterback currently in the NFL.
Who's that?
DJ Moore.
Well, yeah, because it's 100% guaranteed. And he's the first player in NFL history to have his first 10 years of his career 100% guaranteed.
Yeah.
Where did he go to college?
Shit.
Jeez.
Maryland.
Maryland. Big Ten guy.
Same as Stephon Diggs.
Diggs, Darius Hayward Bay. A lesser known Terp.
Yeah. And a bigger bust than anybody we ever heard of in the we talked tonight.
Same as Gardner Minshew's little brother down in Miami.
His brother plays for Miami.
Evidently, you don't pay attention. He doesn't just play the slot, Cousin Jay. He's played outside. He's played inside. It doesn't matter. He plays everywhere.
I don't
No,
know.
He's a Chicago Bear fan.
I
He
know.
can
That's all
just
you
play
gotta
this.
say.
You can call him a slot receiver. Tell me one that's better, even though he's not just a slot receiver.
No, Will, I call Tua Gardner Minshew because that's what Tua is. He's Gardner Minshew with him around him.
No, Tua is left-handed Dak.
Accurate.
Left-hander.
Dak's way better than Tua.
No, he's not.
Yep.
Neither
Yes.
one of them.
No,
neither
yeah,
one of
he
them
is.
Are,
Yeah,
Tell
Dak
me-
is better than Tua, man. Don't go there. Dak
Tell
is
me
better
what-
than
tell me
He's a
one
better
thing-
regular season quarterback. Actually, he's just better than Tua anyway. Tua's just
Dak
Yeah,
is better
he's
than
got-
just.
he's got to have receivers to throw to.
Give
He's
Dak
the
a
one that
defense
needs
like
receivers.
Tyreek Hill.
He needs
Give Dak a
receivers.
defense like Tyreek Hill and Waddle.
All I got to say about Dak is Dak Prescott and Kirk Cousins have the exact same playoff record, 2-4.
Dak is
Because
Kirk
Dak
Cousins
can't
with-
play when it gets down to it.
Dak is Kirk Cousins with a better brand. Tua is left-handed Dak. Tell me one thing that Dak or Tua is great at.
Regular
It's a
season.
trick question.
Choking.
You
Sitting
can't.
out games.
Tell me one
Dak's
year-
an adult. He's good with the media. He's mature.
Tell me one year that Tua's led the league in touchdown passes. I'll wait.
Hasn't happened
Who
yet.
cares? Lamar
No,
Jackson's got 2 MVPs.
Again, I mean, I've heard this side with Stafford. Stafford is a great quarterback, but he can't get the job done. It ain't about him. It's about the team around him. Miami and Dallas are just fucking failures at life when it comes to the playoffs. They can do everything in a regular season. They can't do nothing in a postseason, and that has to do directly with their owner, and they just suck. So I mean, I can't put everything on a quarterback all the time like that. This is not happening. Because if Dak can do it during a regular season, why all of a sudden magically they can't do it during a playoff season? Because the rest of the team fails. Nobody talks about Micah Parsons not being able to make a fucking tackle during a playoff game.
Oh no, I
And
did.
the defense is just as fun. You can run right at his ass in the playoffs. Don't make a difference. He sucks.
You mean September, October, November Parsons? That guy?
Yeah, that guy. Yeah.
Why you think Tony Romo was the same player Dak basically was? Tony Romo did the same shit.
Don't you dare try to compare the two of them. Don't you dare.
Tony Romo lit it up regular season and playoff. It's an organization thing.
John, look at John.
It's
That's
a
the point
jury
right
joke.
there. He's got 12 wins. Well, I don't even count wins, but 95 touchdowns. I mean, dude is a good quarterback. All right.
He's great.
And I understand the reason why the league does that, though. I don't understand why people follow that, because the league makes the quarterback the guy. He's responsible for every fucking thing that goes on the field. Whether defense can't play, whether the offensive line can't block, or the running back can't play, or coaching. It's all the quarterback's fault. But that's not true. In realism, that's not a thing. Okay,
It's not entirely Dak's fault.
it's not.
We actually looked up the career stats and averages. Let's go over that again. I want to talk about that St. Brown one, because St. Brown in 3 years averaged 105 receptions per year, 1,168 yards, 7 touchdowns per year, and 9 yards per carry and 1 fumble loss. And more averages over 6 years, 76.6 receptions per year, 1,094 yards, 4.8 touchdowns per year, 8.3 yards per carry,
And
and 5 total fumbles lost.
St. Brown wasn't even technically a starter for a third of his rookie year.
Right, the first half of the season. He played in the first game and he had showed out a little bit. Remember, he had like 3 receptions, 39 yards, and a touchdown. Game 1
I'm
versus
pretty
San Francisco.
sure, other than maybe like Jefferson, he's probably got the most catches, close to the most yards, and not that far down in touchdowns since he's been a starter.
Yep. And
Wait
Tyreek's
a minute.
numbers have been insane.
Cousin Jay, why do you need a monologue to defend Caleb? He
It
hasn't
take
put
a
it
lot
down
more
yet.
than that to
So you're
defend
trying to make
Caleb.
excuses already for him? That's what you're trying to say. That's what you're trying to say. Trying to make excuses for him already.
You know what's sad? The bar is the Gay Butler.
Yep. If he doesn't do better than the Gay Butler, he will be the typical Chicago rookie quarterback. Out of the team in 3 years, traded to somebody else, and then shows out for them.
The Bears.
Go Bears.
No bullshit.
You
though.
did that too well, but I'm impressed.
No bullshit. Though,
What was the
more
most
attitude and work ethic aside, Jay Cutler has one of the 10 best arms I've ever seen.
Smoking Jay Cutler.
Okay, what was
Smoking
Chicago?
Jay.
How many games did Chicago win with Trubisky there?
More than they lost.
Was it 10? No, I'm saying like, what was their best year? 10 wins or 11 wins?
10 or 11.
Yeah,
It's
Yeah,
like
you-
last time they made
what's
it to
his
the
face
playoffs.
missed the field goal.
James,
So I was
Two
gonna
every
say-
year against Detroit.
Yeah.
James
Here's the
Burgess,
question on that.
James Burgess, you're absolutely right. St. Brown did become the starter game 5, but Anthony Lynn refused to even put him in the game planning. He wasn't targeted. He wasn't used. And you know what happened? As soon as he was gone from week 10 on, that's when the St. Brown started to show out that season. He went from
Yeah.
having almost 10 receptions through the first 10 games to 90 at the end of the season. So he
I
had
was going to say he had about fucking
8 and
8 per
7
game. What's he doing nowadays, Anthony Lynn?
He is the running back
Oh,
coordinator for
Coach.
San Francisco.
San Francisco, yeah.
Oh, so the
Jesus
easiest job
Christ.
ever?
Cousin Jay, if Caleb wins Offensive Rookie of the Year, I'll give you $100. That ain't gonna happen.
He might.
He might.
there ain't-
Yeah,
there
who's he
ain't
really
none.
going up against?
And he
Yeah.
got fired for being a dumbass. 100.
Marvin Harrison Jr.
Cooper Kupp
Who else?
You got-
Yeah, but you got as a receiver, you got to have like a big time year. You got to have 1,400 yards. You ain't winning Offensive Rookie unless you break some records or something as a receiver.
Really?
I think brain fart. Washington's quarterback that they drafted, Jaden Daniels. I think Daniels has a better shot of Offensive Rookie of the Year in Washington than Caleb Williams does in Chicago.
You know who I think's going to win it?
I would agree.
I'm going to
I think
repeat.
the guy that has the best chance of winning it is the guy in Denver.
Bo Nix.
Oh my God. Bo Nix is 45 years old.
He is not. Stop.
He's the most NFL ready.
Was when he came in the league. But
He'll
anyway,
basically be like Mac Jones' rookie year. That's what it'll be.
here's your kiss of death for Caleb and Jaden Daniels. There has only been 10 Heisman winners in NFL history to make the Hall of Fame. 10. And 5 of them are running backs.
Wait. Let me guess. Barry Sanders.
Right?
Wait,
Jim
what was
Brown.
the question?
Campbell.
Earl Campbell,
Jim Brown.
Jim Brown.
What was the question?
No,
Yeah, I
there's
didn't hear it.
10 Heisman winners in the NFL history, 125 years, that have earned Hall of Fame honors. Only
Tim
10.
Brown.
And 5
Is Charles
of them,
Woodson?
Charles Woodson was not a running back. But yes,
Oh, I
he's
thought you said.
a defensive back. We're talking about the 5 running backs. We got Jim Brown,
Oh.
Earl, Barry Sanders.
That won a Heisman.
Killed it.
Tony Dorsett?
Oh, O.J. Simpson?
There we go.
Oh, the juice.
Marcus Allen.
Marcus Allen did not get the Heisman. I don't think. Did he?
Dorsett?
No, Marcus Allen. Did Dorsett get the Heisman?
I don't know.
Adrian Peterson?
No, he's not in the Hall of Fame.
He's not in the Hall of Fame.
Not yet.
He will be. Yep.
Is it Marshall Falk?
He didn't win the
No.
Heisman.
Oh,
Marshall Falk, no cap, is like the 5th or 6th best running back of all time.
Mm-hmm. I think you got to go
Agreed.
way back in history, and I think
was
it's
going to say
former
it's way
Lion.
back.
I think
It's like
a
fucking
former
Red
Lion.
Grange.
No, it's a former
Oh, Billy
Lion
Sims.
that they
No,
named.
he's not.
Named the running back
Billy
award offer after Doak Walker.
Yep.
Doak Walker's in the NFL?
Yeah,
he
because
is.
he was part of 3 NFL championships with the Lions in the 50s.
And then the others were 5 quarterbacks, you said?
That was the 5 running backs. There isn't a single
what was-
quarterback that's won the Heisman that's in the Hall
Well, I
of
don't
Fame.
think Eric Dickerson won the Heisman.
No,
No.
Eric Dickerson was Walter Payton was an NFL MVP and a Hall of Famer, but he did not win the Heisman.
No.
so what's the other 5 positions then?
Well, one of them is a Charles Woodson, so that makes 6.
Tim
Okay.
Brown.
So what's the other 4 then?
Staubach? No.
There's one. I'm guessing one's a wide receiver.
Heisman quarterbacks
Tim
that
Brown.
went to the Super or in the Hall of Fame.
He said there's 0.
No
I don't think there's any.
quarterbacks.
Because there has to be 4 other players.
Yeah, there's 4 other players, and I can't think of them off the top of my head. I had to look it up again, but I just know that there's only been 10 Heisman winners in NFL history, 125 years total, that has
Trying to think
won
who the other ones
I'm
are.
gonna look.
made it to the Hall of Fame.
I'm gonna look because I
But
have to know now.
I got to say something here about Caleb Williams. And I don't know if anybody here is going to agree with this thing, but I believe that Michael
Marcus
Penix
Allen,
Jr.
Yes.
Roger
Michael
Staubach.
Penix Jr. has a higher chance of getting the Offensive Rookie of the Year, and I don't even think he's going to start at all over Cousins.
Marcus Allen did win a Heisman.
You mean Tua 2.0?
Penix got a better arm than Tua.
Tony Dorsett was another one that won a Heisman.
Yep.
And it's in the Hall of Fame. Tim Brown was right. Yeah, there's only
Wide receiver.
one. Roger Staubach's the only
Staubach.
quarterback that's ever in a Hall of Fame.
That had a
Paul
Heisman.
Hornung.
What's
Paul
that?
Hornung is another running back.
Wow, that's interesting, Orlando.
Yeah.
Marcus Allen and Dorsett, both of them.
I think Penix and Nix are better because they both had to change systems, and they got better when they changed systems with a new coach and a new offensive coordinator. And I'm going to say this about Bo Nix. Every year he was in the league, he either had a different offensive coordinator or a different head coach. Every
That's
year.
what happens when you play college football for 10 years.
He didn't.
Yeah, James, I think you're right. That's about the only thing that Williams is going to be like top notch at is painting fingernails.
Dude, he'll be on the
He
sideline
will win
before the
Fashionista of the year before he wins Offensive Rookie of the Year.
Dude, he'll be on the sideline and he'll chip a nail and be like, I can't play.
Wasn't there a
My
thing that
broken
came out
nail!
about him trying to put stuff in a contract to get people on the team? Like
Yeah,
his,
he tried to get his salon tech, his nails,
yeah.
to get his masseuse.
Originally, he was
Be
trying
on
to
the
get
team.
ownership.
He also
I
tried
wasn't doing that.
as an LLC to stop from being able to pay state income taxes and the jock tax. Caleb Kardashian.
Yes, Caleb Kardashian. Yes.
On a roll.
Oh, man.
Oh, man,
Caleb will have an all-time NFL record this year. I think it's going to be most sacks and most picks.
Most bottles of paint.
it'll do wonders for his TikTok.
No, the rookie record for picks is Peyton Manning, isn't it?
Yeah, 28, I think.
Yeah, 28. But you want to hear something crazy? Most interceptions in a game. What team is he from and what year?
Oh, God.
Wasn't
2001
it was
tied at
Bears?
7, should have been 8. I was there.
It was
Wasn't it
8.
Bears?
It was 8
Bears.
by the Cardinals, I think.
8 by the Chicago Cardinals in 1950.
Yeah.
Wow. I'm like
And he
11 to 10 because they didn't even. That was like
Not
before the
bad.
advent of the forward pass.
I know.
I was about to
How
say
do you throw 8 interceptions when all you do is run the ball?
that's why I
Cousin
said he
Jay, I
probably
think
threw
both
8
of them are
passes.
trash.
That's just proof that Chicago's had a QB problem since they first got in the league.
Oh, yep.
JJ McCarthy or Caleb Williams? Neither. They're both going to do nothing.
No, because they said that didn't count because that was back when they didn't let a play continue when time expired.
Mm.
It's 8. I've looked it up 18 times just to make sure, and it came up the same guy in 1950 in opening day game of the season versus the Detroit mother frickin' Lions.
Of course.
Oh man.
And probably
Yeah,
on
that Ty
like
Detman game. Yeah, that was.
less
I
than
Everybody
remember
30
that.
pass attempts. I was at that Ty Detmer game in Cleveland.
he he
So
was
sorry.
7 of 23 with 8 picks.
Joe Namath?
No,
No, that
the
Chicago
Chicago
quarterback.
Yeah, no, I knew what you meant. That
So
was a
yeah,
good
no,
I
stat.
honestly thought you were going to say Brett Favre sometime in his Green Bay time.
no.
that's messed up.
Hey, he
He
struggled the first couple games.
he had 7 completions to his own team, 8 to the other team. That's insane.
Yeah,
Oh, he's consistent.
Yeah.
Chicago, Illinois, a drinking town with a QB problem.
Great, James, you are on fire tonight. I love it.
I would like to take this
That's
time to
James.
remind each of you panelists that Aaron Rodgers' last completed pass was to Lions safety
Yep.
Kirby Joseph.
Jeremy brought it
Yeah,
up
you always
earlier.
bring that up.
591 days ago, I made that comment when we started the show. I said, just for
Nice.
everybody's information, 591 days ago, Aaron Rodgers' last completed pass was to Kirby Joseph.
I think he has nightmares. I think Kirby Joe's nightmares still about it. That's why he goes on these ayahuasca retreats to get
Oh,
away
we're
from
just
Kirby
joking. He goes,
Joseph.
I was at that game too, and we could have won if he only threw 6 picks.
I'm in my darkness retreat. Leave me alone.
Okay, Mike.
Big Ken,
Oh man.
they all had top 3 all-time rookie QB. 100%.
Say what?
Man, oh man, the Lions have had some piss poor QBs. Yeah, we had quite a few there in the 2000s. Ty Detmer, Jeff Garcia, washed up
But
cheeseburger.
most of them managed to get over 3,000 yards passing, though.
Yeah, on
Dan
average,
Olowski.
more than 3,000 yards passed.
You know what? The
Mike
Bears need to stick with the fuck Bears
Hickman.
do well. That's play defense.
Yep.
Stop trying to build an offense because you guys can't do it. You can't find a quarterback. Half the time you run it. I don't even know. They haven't had a really good running back in a while either.
So it's Matt Forte.
And David Montgomery, because David Montgomery at least was giving him
That's true,
double-digit
David
touchdowns.
Montgomery. Yeah.
You know, maybe Chicago would do better if they started taking the Vikings rule book into consideration and taking the old washed up Packers.
Yep, Moonscar Blade brings up a good one here. I remember plenty of David Craig, who had 199 career picks, was the all-time leader until old man Favre passed him. He's not wrong. Rodgers
He
has
ain't
always
right.
been a choke, 1-4 in title games, lost multiple times as a home favorite to QBs like Jimmy G and Kaepernick. Rodgers' 83 rating and more INTs than touchdowns in title games.
Yep.
He's not wrong.
No, he's not, sadly.
But he still has a title.
One.
And
It
Joseph
don't
Ossett,
matter.
the kid, the
It
QB,
should have been two, but yeah,
Brett
only
Favre should have had more than one, but he didn't.
agreed.
And John, you're absolutely right. Because one thing we can say about Stafford, he may give the game away the first 3 quarters, but if it's within 1 score and 2 minutes ago and he has the ball, he will take
Nobody
the
better.
ball. Okay, Will wants to
Nope.
give his parting shot. What's your parting shot? What do you got to say about the Panthers this week, Bill?
So former Panther, and yes, he was a Bear and a Packer, but he was mainly a Panther. Julius Peppers is getting inducted into the Hall of Fame. Much deserved. The guy's fourth all-time in sacks. He's behind Kevin Green, Bruce Smith, and someone else. I can't remember who.
He's
It's not.
fourth?
Yeah. He's
impressive.
0.5. He was 0.5 away from being tied for third. But yeah, first Panther to be inducted to the Hall of Fame. I was lucky enough to see him play a few times, and man, that guy knew how to tear up
Wait a
an
second.
offensive line.
Is he from
First
there?
Panther? I thought Reggie White got in the Hall of Fame, and he sadly
He
passed
passed
as a Panther.
He passed as a
No.
Panther, but he claimed the
But he
Pack.
went in as
Yeah,
a
but he,
Packer.
yeah.
Yeah.
He claimed
Yeah.
Packer, Philadelphia.
But
Yes.
I don't know if he's from there, but he did go to UNC Chapel Hill.
By the way, guys, Trace Brink says 11 days. Jeremy, are you ready? It's yes, that's when I'm ready to be at training camp. And
But-
on August 11th, I will be there. But thank you, Will, for popping in. Have fun.
Yes, sir.
Fun pride. Keep pounding, Will. One day you'll get there.
Yeah.
Somebody's got to keep doing it.
Yep. See you guys.
Or keep
All
I
right,
will.
here, whatever you
See
want
ya.
to say.
See you guys.
I heard the best throw inside of the Panthers' home stadium last year was when the owner threw that soda at that irate fan.
Yeah, that was the best throw of the year last year. But at the same
Who
time,
was the last? Who was the last kick returner to go to the Hall of Fame?
it's been a minute, but I want to say, did Desmond get in?
Because I know Hester's getting in tomorrow or whatever, so that's why I wondered.
There's a
I
few,
mean,
you know,
Kevin Hester is going to be the greatest. I got to say, greatest returner to ever play the damn game. Period.
Well, second greatest.
No,
what
I'm
you
going to
put-
say
Unless
greatest.
the only guy I could think of that maybe got in in recent time is Dante Hall.
Is he in?
I don't know. That'd be the only guy I could think of in the last 20 years that would be a returner. He'd be the only guy I could think of would be
I
in.
don't think he's in.
Yeah, and I don't think he's in.
Yeah,
So I don't know who
the only other good one I
Nope.
could think of would be Ishmael, but he's not
So
in.
Hester might be the first one kick returner to be in. Kick returner, punt returner.
as a pure kick and punt returner, yes, because you have to call him now a positionless player because he started out as a cornerback, switched to wide. Did Billy
Yeah, he was.
Johnson make it? He was the best of the 70s. One thing I will say about Cam Newton, if he could have just played football instead of trying to audition to be the stunt double for Medea his last few years in the league, he might have gotten into the Hall of Fame, but I think the news writers don't like that look on him.
Well, what's his name? What's his name will probably get in a couple of years. The linebacker to play for Carolina.
Kuechly.
Kuechly?
Yeah,
No,
yeah.
he's not getting in.
He won't
And-
get into the vet board, puts him in.
And Cam
Yeah.
Newton, the biggest
And Steve
mistake he
Smith.
made,
Steve Smith will get
Cam
in.
Newton made was going to freaking New England instead of Chicago to kind of help out Fields.
Yeah, Steve Smith will get in. He'll be the next Panther to get in.
Yeah, Steve Smith.
Hester is the first.
That's what I thought. I thought he, as far as a pure kick and punt returner, he was the only one. So Billy White Shoes Johnson did not make it from the 70s, huh?
Billy White Shoes Johnson.
But I'm saying there's not a lot of special team players, period, in the Hall of Fame. The only one I could think of is Steve Tasker.
Do you think the vet board will put Desmond Howard in since he was the Super Bowl MVP?
Fuck no.
No.
Dom's like, I hope not. God, I can't stand it if another Michigan player makes it. He's a Michigan State fan. we
Well, we know who the next Michigan player in the Hall of Fame is going to be.
TTNU or TTUN.
Man, so Dom, have you been paying attention to any of the reports coming out about Detroit?
About what?
The training camp in Detroit at all?
I try not to read too much into that. It's always glowing reviews.
Well, no, I'm gonna actually give you one that's not, and it's about Bubble Watch. They specifically name 3 guys off the defensive line on the bubble watch, and they're more towards the out right now. And it's not Levi Onwuzurike. It's
according to Campbell, he looks like one of our best guys right now.
right. Him, Davenport, and Betts outside of Hutchinson. Those have been the guys you hear the most good things about, but Pascal has been underwhelming. Houston has been getting mauled by third-string offensive linemen off the practice squad, and it's not looking good. He's lost his first step, and I warned everybody about this because of that ankle injury. That's hard to get over when you break that bone between the 2 ankle bones there. If you break that, it's hard to come back and be as effective. Your cuts aren't as good. Your speed is not good for coming out of the blocks. And he's trying to bull rush instead of using his bend. And Dan Skipper just tossed him to side like a rag doll. I mean, 6'1", 240 versus 6'8", 350. He should.
I think Houston was a one-year wonder. And then last year, before he got hurt, they were trying to make him into an every down linebacker, and then he got hurt.
Yep. And John says Cordell Patterson is a badass kick returner, and Josh Cribbs was too.
All right.
I agree with that.
Hester.
I mean, so is Percy Harvin, but I don't think any of them are going to get into the Hall.
Nope.
No.
Hester was,
and by the way, I've heard that it was Kirk Cousins and the Minneapolis Miracle that beat the Saints that year. I have verified it was Case Keenum.
Case Keenum.
Yeah, 100%. Because after that was when he got the big deal to go to Denver.
You could have asked me that. I could have told you that.
No,
one.
but I had people argue with me. No, that was Kirk Cousins.
No, absolutely not. That was Keenum. You know, and he went to Denver for $25 million a year. Right after that, he turned down 23 to stay in Minnesota and took 25 in Denver.
And Devin Hester should be in the Hall of Fame for what he did as a kick returner.
Absolutely.
Did he from returns for touchdowns in a year that year?
The University of Houston.
Case Keenum.
Does he still hold the record of most kick returns for touchdowns?
Yeah, nobody's broke it yet. Wasn't it 6? Is it 6 or 7? I know it's something like that.
I think between kick and punt, he's got like 10 or 11, doesn't he?
I thought it was something closer to a dozen, yeah.
Yeah, I thought it was 13, if I'm not mistaken.
So I noticed that Joelle Davis hasn't been in the chat. Her daughter has been induced due to preeclampsia. She's dilated and starting labor. So anytime now we can be hearing about a baby.
How about 20?
In a season? Or for a career?
Career.
Oh, okay. I'm talking about that one season he had like 6. And I think that's still the record.
He never returned 3 straight kicks or punts for touchdowns, but you know who did?
As of November 2022, Cordell Patterson holds the NFL record for most kickoff return touchdowns in a career with 9.
He said altogether he had 20, right? That's kicking and punt return touchdowns combined?
Correct.
So he has like 8 kicking and 12 punt returns then.
Yep.
Now Devin Hester has 14 punt returns, return touch for touchdowns. Yeah, Denver. I mean, Dester.
And Hall
Devin
had
Hester,
where he had like 5 returns for touchdowns in a season too.
I mean, you could even throw Deion Sanders into that punt and kick return too. I mean, he had quite a few as well, if I remember correctly.
He had like I think
Deion was a kickoff specialist. Yeah. He only had 6 returns for a touchdown, so for punts.
Only 6.
Just said 6 off the top of my head. That's crazy. Just before you said that, I said 6.
Them 6 live rent free in my head, because they were awesome to watch.
Who's the guy that's inducted from the Broncos? I never heard of him.
What's the name?
He's a linebacker. I forget his name. I seen the list.
I had the list the other day.
He was a linebacker from the 70s. But that's the only guy I never heard of. Everybody else was in the 90s and 2000s.
Steve McMichaels,
No, he's a D tackle. The other guy was a linebacker.
Randy Gradisher, right?
Yeah, him. Yeah.
Well,
Yeah, he was.
that was back when all I cared about was the pretty colors of the Detroit Lions. I was a kid then. During his
Yeah, he
career
was.
from 1973 to 1984, Gradishar became one of the most dominant linebackers in the NFL, a 7-time Pro Bowler, 2-time first-team All-Pro. Gradishar posted a franchise-high 2,049 tackles. He also recorded 19 and a half sacks, 20 interceptions, 13 fumble recoveries, 4 defensive touchdowns.
Who's that?
That's what he's in. Randy Gradishar from the
Got
He's a
Broncos.
to the
linebacker.
Super Bowl in that time span too.
Yep.
I was about to say, he probably
They
played
lost
on
to
those
Dallas.
Elway Super Bowl teams.
No.
He was a 6'3", 233-pound wrecking machine, it sounds like.
Elway didn't do shit in the Super Bowl until he was like 35, and really that was Terrell Davis. Let's be honest.
Well, the
And
fact
what was-
that Elway even got them to the Super Bowl without a running back all those times. Sandy Winder was not a fucking running back. Okay, he was just there. But the fact that he got them to all those Super Bowls with that tells you right there that that's a good quarterback. He carried a team.
Well,
Three-
Terrell Davis. It was
He needed a
Terrell
running
Davis
back to
and,
help him get past that point.
What was the
Yeah,
other? What was the other running back's name in Denver? Mike.
Oh, gee, I was just about to say, pick one. Every guy after, like 8 different guys had 1,000 yards.
I know.
Well,
Tatum Bell,
they also had Rod Smith at receiver.
Ruben Drones, Alandis Gary. Because
Yeah, we
I
had
know this
Ruben.
because we had all of them
Yeah.
afterwards.
You want to hear something crazy? In 1980, so getting towards the back end of his career, Gradishar only had 2 interceptions, 1 for a touchdown, and it was 93 yards.
Huh.
He was part of the Orange Crush.
He was part of the Orange Crush, yeah.
That's like peak DeAndre Levy.
Yeah, but he had 3 defensive interception touchdowns and 1 fumble return for a touchdown. And that,
So he had
one,
4
was,
DeAndre Levy.
that one was 30 yards.
Yeah, he was in the 1977 Super Bowl.
Yep.
So he had 4 career defensive touchdowns.
Yeah. But the sacks, 19 and a half. In 1976 was his best year with 7.
What did you say his tackles was?
2,049
2000 and what?
49 tackles.
Oh, okay. And that was in what, 11 years?
10 years exactly. 74 to 83.
Oh, okay. So that's a pretty good stat line then.
2,000 tackles in 10 years?
Yes.
That is insane.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. That's a pretty good stat line. That means he was averaging like 200 tackles a year.
That's like
As a
peak Ray Lewis for
as a
10 straight
linebacker.
years.
And because it doesn't count postseason stats, he has a fumble recovery for a touchdown in the 4th season in 1977. It was only 5 yards off. But still,
Yeah.
that's one hell of a career.
Denver?
Yeah.
Didn't know they still had a team.
Troy
I
Aikman,
wonder,
John Elway.
I wonder how many players has more tackles than him. There's probably not very many.
Dirty down.
I'd take Troy Aikman over John Elway too with that damn offensive line.
Neither.
Thanks, Minnesota.
Pull the trigger.
Pull the trigger. Well, let's see something.
Yeah, neither.
Ooh, 165 touchdowns and 141 interceptions.
That's Aikman.
That's Aikman.
I'll take Elway just because.
So let's go
He's
to
not a
Elway.
cowboy.
That's one.
No, because he's not one of the 3 most overrated Hall of Fame quarterbacks.
I'm looking at some numbers here. I'm looking at pick sixes. For a
Stafford's
while
got
there,
a
I still
few.
thought I thought Charles Woodson still had the record, but I was wrong.
I didn't know he had the record.
He
Yeah,
did for a while. Now
I
it's
mean,
Rod
Sanders.
Woodson.
Yeah.
Rod
How many
Woodson
did Dion have?
for Charles Woodson, though.
Suffice to
Say again?
say, if your last name is Woodson, you can be a sweet corner and a safety.
Right.
But I
200
guess Bland has the season record of 5.
1981 was the year that we started doing 16 games a year, according to what it said there, because it was 14, 14, 14, 14, 14, all of a sudden 16, 16.
Rod Woodson
81
holds
that
the record
recently?
with 12 interceptions
They
for
went to 16
touchdowns.
games, yes.
Rod Woodson also holds a record with 13 defensive touchdowns, returns for a touchdown.
Mm-hmm.
Charles Woodson had 11 pick sixes in his career.
Yep.
But Deron Bland
Plebe.
holds the record of 5 pick sixes in one season.
And he just beat Trayvon Diggs 4.
Oh, those overrated Dallas defensive backs.
Deron Bland actually was a little bit better in coverage that year that he hit, this past year that he had all the picks versus Diggs this first year.
Yeah, I like Diggs better the first time I saw him when his name was Dre Bly.
Percentage between the two is actually very comparable. Troy Aikman had a 57.2 completion percentage, and John Elway in his career had 56.9. Neither one was very good.
It was different back then. Like 56, 57 back then is like 66, 67 now.
But if I
Yeah.
remember,
Looking at you, Cam Newton.
let's see, 83 to 98. So that's 15, 16 years, right? And he threw for 51,475 yards. Aikman.
See, and that's the thing. You can't account. This is what I'm talking about: quarterbacks and how they get viewed. Just because he had playoff record in Super Bowls, don't mean he's the greatest quarterback ever. If that's the case, we could put Trent Dilfer up there, right?
Thank you.
He won a Super Bowl.
And
I mean, it's a team sport. Damn it!
He played 11 years.
Fucking, if you couldn't win with Emmitt Smith, that offensive line and that damn defense, what the hell?
And against the Bills twice.
Yep.
Yeah, against
3
the Bills
times.
twice. Regardless.
I mean, all things being said about the Bills in 4 years, I mean, name another team that has ever gone back to back to back to back like that.
How do you get
So
there 4 times and not just accidentally win one?
Tim Kelly.
No, they accidentally lost one.
4 times consecutive.
And then another one.
Stupid ass kicker.
Too, wasn't it?
A buddy of mine in middle school was a diehard Bears fan, or I'm sorry, Bills. And the years 3 and 4 that they lost, he did not come to school. Could not face the wrath.
But Minnesota, even though it was 2 quarterbacks, they did go 4 straight years to the Super Bowl, right?
Yep.
Okay,
Yep.
just making sure.
Fran.
But
Isn't
I
that a
will
girl's
say,
name?
Burton, Bendel High School graduate, is still the career interception leader in the NFL. That's Paul Kraut.
Yep.
81. I don't know if anybody's ever going to beat it.
You say 81?
But I do have to bring up a valid point about the Cowboys. Did you know that the last time they won a Super Bowl, their cheerleaders are now eligible for Social Security?
Yeah.
Oh, points for that one. Points for that.
Ooh, that is a deep
I would
cut.
love to watch Cowboys Super Bowl highlights tape, but I can't find my VHS player.
21st century, the Lions have been to more NFC championship games than the Cowboys.
Correct. 1-0.
That is such a high bar to meet, though.
Hey, I don't care. It's better.
The real question is how many teams haven't been to the NFC Championship in that time span?
Hey, let's see. Arizona
Haven't?
since
How many?
last time
No,
they did.
Arizona's been.
I just said Arizona has been.
Oh,
Yeah,
Even
I remember specifically that game where Arizona.
Okay, let's think. Let's go through the divisions. Green Bay
Jacksonville
has.
made it. Jacksonville
Chicago
made
has.
it.
Yeah,
Detroit
Chicago
has.
made a Super Bowl.
Right. Minnesota has.
Yep.
Thanks.
Green Bay has.
Carolina has.
Yep. Tampa has. Atlanta has.
Yep.
New Orleans has. They've all made Super Bowls.
Mm-hmm.
Philly.
Seattle has. The Rams have.
Repeatedly.
49ers, obviously. Cardinals.
The Jets have, even with Mark Sanchez.
Well, I'll tell you who hasn't. The Redskins / Commanders.
Redskins, no.
Houston
Yeah,
Texans have never been in a
Giants,
championship
yes.
game.
Philly, yes.
Conference
Is
champ. That's
Dallas the only one that hasn't?
Yep.
In the NFC.
Well, I'm talking about overall.
The only one.
There's every NFC's made to every NFC team's made to the
Except
conference
Dallas.
championship.
Since
It's that
2001?
Redskins.
Well, what are you talking about? I mean, I'm talking about all time.
No, I'm talking about.
No, we're talking about
this century.
We're talking about since Dallas last made it to a one.
Not
I
even
think
that,
this
just this century.
The Texans had to have made it this century then. Or no, they can't. They never made it, right?
No, they've never had.
Jacksonville hasn't.
The Browns haven't.
Yeah, they have. Jacksonville lost to the Patriots a few years ago with Jalen Ramsey.
You're right.
Yeah, when Gardner Minshew was it was Blake Bortles.
It was Blake Bortles.
Chargers
have because they lost to the. Well, no, they did lose to the. That was the '80s when they lost to the Bengals, late '80s. So I don't know. They might not have.
I just pulled up which NFL team is the longest drought without a conference championship game. The Cowboys.
That's the first one.
How about them Cowboys?
Yeah, I think every team has.
From postseason play because they're not doing shit.
Fuck them damn Cowboys.
Guess who else hasn't made it in this millennium? Because they can't get past the wild card.
Dolphins?
No, not Pittsburgh. The Dolphins.
Yeah, Dolphins have the longest active playoff win drought, 24 years.
Yep.
They suck.
And then the Redskins are second. They're at like 19 years.
I thought it was us a couple of years ago, but it was actually the Bengals.
Yeah.
Bengals broke that in 2021.
And then the Lions broke it in 2023, and Bengals broke it in 21, I think.
Well, we've had a good run here, and some interesting stats that we've all been able to throw at each other and everything else. But one thing I do want to say is I want to thank everybody who watches, everybody who joins me doing this, because just being able to talk football and smack talk people in the chat that says stuff that's stupid is so much fun.
That last comment's got to be the most accurate, though. Jerry Jones is Joe Biden 2.0. I like that one.
Yeah, but you know what? Joe Biden is beyond just a little touch of senility.
I was going to say, and you took the word out of my mouth. Jerry Jones is giving Al Davis a run as far as late-stage senility.
Yes.
So
because he says something that sounds brilliant and smart when he's on the microphone, but then he turns around and he goes, "Oh, look, free agency period. I got time, dude."
Jerry loves the big deal.
Oh shit! It's over.
Oh,
speaking of Dallas, so they can't afford to keep all three. Who's going? I think it's Dak.
It's Dak. Unless he wins more than one playoff game this year, it's Dak.
You know where here's my hot take. Here's my hot take. I got two hot takes. One, Dak Prescott goes to the Pittsburgh Steelers. And secondly, Jim Harbaugh lasts 1 year in the Chargers.
I see Dak Prescott going to one of two teams.
Sorry, Jordan. Those are bad takes.
Yeah. Pittsburgh don't have the cap.
Harbaugh lasts wherever he goes. Just remember that.
But
agreed. Harbaugh's always been good.
Better NFL coach than college.
Here's what I'm going to say.
Here's my hot take, kind of rebuttaling to that, is
Dak goes to Miami.
No,
They can't. They got Tua under blue.
Yeah.
Dak goes to
sign Tua.
Vegas.
You think?
I'm telling you, he's
That's
going to
yeah, Vegas.
Pittsburgh.
I meant.
I was just going to say, the only
I,
two teams that have the cap room to sign somebody of Dak's stature at quarterback for the amount of money he'll garner, not because he's worth it, because that's what the market will bear.
Mm-hmm.
It's either going to be Vegas or Carolina. Because if Bryce Young fails again this year with Dave Canales, the QB whisperer that resurrected Geno Smith and Baker Mayfield, if he has a bad year again, it'll be Dak to the Panthers. I have the
I
feeling
don't see that.
you
I don't see Dak going to a team like that.
Dak will go to the Raiders.
I
I'm
think he's
trying
going
to
to
think of the
Pittsburgh.
list I saw the other day. Raiders were on there. Atlanta, but that doesn't make sense because
No, they
They
got
just signed Kirk Cousins. He's not
if you
going
have
there.
Kirk Cousins, you owe
we
him
got
all
Penix.
that money.
They didn't sign Kirk Prescott. They don't need Dak Cousins.
I was going to say I saw this movie before.
Hey Jeremy, I want to remind you this will be my last show till next week. I'm not going to be on Sunday with you.
I understand. I appreciate it. Thank you, brother.
Going on that vacay.
He's going on the vacay. And Dom, you missed it. Sunday night was great. You can ask Mike Johnson and Bistrilla. We had Giants beat writer Tyler Henry of Giants Wire for USA Today, and he was brilliant. And he was actually loving it. I gave him a chance to get an out before we started talking about the NFC North. He was like, "No, I'm going to stay. I'm having fun," because we had people coming in the chat. And we were roasting back and forth, and it was great.
Lord knows he doesn't want to talk about the Giants.
Well, actually, he did very well talking about the Giants. And he actually gave us some insight that none of us were thinking about, too. Because we're outside the organization.
He was very insightful and very knowledgeable. I will say that. It was fun being with him.
He called it because it happened Tuesday that they would sign Greg Van Roten, the guy from the Raiders that was in free agency.
Hey, can we at least get one FTP before we hop off here?
100%. I was going to go to sponsors right now. I was just going.
Leave them platypus alone. Come on, people. Jeez.
What did I say?
The one thing we can all agree on,
except for Mike Mars, of course.
Except for Mike Mars. Fuck the Packers.
Poor Perry. Come on. Leave Perry the platypus alone. Come on.
I like that show. No, I'm not going
to. Although today's letter should be the letter B because it should be "fuck the Bears." That's what it should be.
You don't even got to devote that kind of energy. The Bears will fuck themselves.
Right. This is true.
All you got to do is put the last 3 quarterbacks drafted by the Bears up there, and you will say they fucked themselves.
That's a fair point.
They should have that basement looking real nice. They've been working on that remodeling project for 36 months.
Yeah, no, they actually have.
No, they've been working on that thing for the last 36 years.
It gets better.
39.
Called out the entire team saying, "You guys are heathens. You make the staff have to work harder than they have to. Pick up after your fucking selves." He told the whole team that. So, no, they're not taking care of mom's basement, which they earned last year, and they're probably going to go back again because they didn't do enough at center and interior O-line. They kept the same garbage guards and changed out a center that's mediocrely better. They're going to suck again.
And one of their tackles is struggling.
Oh, lazy eye?
Darnell Wright.
Oh, Darnell Wright? Oh.
Oh.
That breaks my heart. He's having a sophomore slump. You don't say. However, he became the Tevin Jenkins because Tevin Jenkins had a rookie year and then fell off the planet.
I was going to say, do they still have that guy from Oklahoma State? Missed more games than he's played.
Bless you.
Yeah, Tevin
Thank
Jenkins.
you. Sorry.
The next year he missed almost the whole season. The next year he missed a little over half the season. And now he's going into his 4th year. And yet he still has only like 22 games played. Aww.
So that's the biggest. I saw while I was going through my YouTube the other day. I was going and I came upon a varsity of a Madden simulation between Detroit and Chicago. I was like, this is no way. Madden is so far off. Shit. I said, there's no way Ben could. They had a 3rd and 8 on the Chicago Bears 20-something yard line, and they opt to run the ball. I'm like, hell no, that's not Ben Johnson. I don't know what the hell you're talking about. Ben Johnson would try to throw that ball.
That's a hot take up there with John.
Chicago's going to beat us once.
Oh yeah, it'll
probably
be
away
when we're away.
Green Bay is going to beat us once.
Yep.
And
Minnesota.
We'll beat you twice.
Yeah, okay.
Yes, and now James reminds me I need to talk about our other sponsor.
You got to have corners to beat us.
Hey, I did hear that they're gonna Minnesota is actually trying to bring back Xavier Rhodes for whatever reason. They're just bringing in.
No, that's a bad move.
I know they're bringing in. Hell, I think they brought in somebody from the Water Boy. Somebody from the replacements.
Dr. Frankenstein.
I heard they're bringing back Michael Johnson.
That being said, James reminds me that I have to do this, and thank you for the tagline for this one. It is Brandon Service right at the corner of South Grand Traverse and West Atherton Road, 602 West Atherton Road. Where? In Flint, Michigan, where the water's shit, but the tires are good. Come on in and check us out. Used tires starting at $40 based on condition or size and go up from there, or call to get your quote for new tires. 810-233-8230. Talk to George Red or myself.
Well, guys, I'm going to hop off here. I wish you all a great rest of your week. Have a blessed weekend. And I will see you guys next Wednesday.
Yes, sir.
Right. Enjoy your vacation, man.
Enjoy your
Appreciate it, guys. Thank you, guys.
Drunk. I want you to be able to spend time with the family.
Enjoy that vacation, whatever that may be. I've never heard of one.
I mean, I'm sorry. That's all I can say.
You don't have to. You don't have to pull my leg.
Yeah. No, I'm not sorry. It just kind of sucks to suck, But
not even necessarily 7 days straight, but if you work hard 51 weeks a year, you should be able to get 7 days.
Amen.
Somewhere in there.
But I go home and I work harder.
Yeah, I work 52 weeks a year and I get 3 weeks paid vacation, so I'm happy with it. So cashed in the other 2 and taken 1 week. So
amen.
Well, all right, have a good night, guys. Thanks again.
Take it easy, Mike.
Yeah, bye.
Let me see something. Because I've seen literally
versus Kansas City in the Super Bowl. KC 3-peat. No one takes down. He has Green Bay and Kansas City in the Super Bowl. Kansas City 3-peats. No one's taking down Mahomes, Andy Reid, and Spags. Andy is the best offense head coach ever, and Spags is the best defensive coordinator in playoff history and top 3 all time.
Well, that's I guess Green Bay isn't playing Frisco.
Right. Because if they play Frisco, Jordan, much like Aaron Rodgers, is a San Francisco fan growing up. So therefore, he can't beat him in the playoffs.
There's 2 teams Green Bay cannot beat
in the playoffs.
About ever. San Francisco, New York Giants.
Yeah, they are you guys. They're your guys' playoff kryptonite. And that's why I told that guy, I was like, hey, you never know, you might be able to backdoor in if your defense is that good.
Brutal.
If you didn't have that one game where Brett the gunslinger Favre threw that damn stupid ass interception, you
live by the gun, die by the gun.
Wait.
That was the dumbest interception I have ever seen Brett Favre throw. I was like, dude, what the fuck are you doing?
I'm glad you said Brett Favre, because if you'd have said it was the stupidest interception you saw Green Bay throw, I would say the last NFC title game versus San Francisco for Aaron Rodgers ranks up there. And then, of course,
Jordan Love this past season.
Yeah, that was horrible.
That was shades of Brett Favre.
It was.
That was a throw that didn't need to get made.
Neither of those were as bad.
It was
as
just
the
a
one
really
that
bad
Favre
throw.
threw as a Viking.
I mean, it was a bad throw. I don't know what the hell he was thinking when he threw that ball.
Toss your body.
I was hoping somebody tipped it at the line. That's what I was hoping.
No,
Somebody
it was
tipped that shit.
It was a direct line, right straight to the defender. Wow. It was almost as good as that last pass.
Oh my Lord! 7, 8. Oh my God! So Jordan, check it out.
Okay.
Your schedule starts out: Bengals, Seahawks, Jets, Niners, Dolphins, Texans, Jaguars. Do you win any of those games?
Maybe the Jags.
I think we beat Seattle.
I said maybe the Jags. Lions.
No,
Ravens.
they're playing in their home stadium in London.
I thought it would be Lions Chiefs until somebody knocked
right.
them
You guys
out.
got a London game. God, it sucks.
Which one is the London game?
The Jags. Patriots play the Jags in London.
Oh,
that's
God.
why I said they'll win. They won't beat the Jags because it's in London. That's their home stadium.
They're home away from home.
See, the game I'd like to see for the Super Bowl, I doubt I'll ever see it, but I'd love to see right now Green Bay, New York Jets.
Oh, you want an Aaron Rodgers? Fuck Aaron Rodgers.
Neither one.
I'd like to.
I want it to be Lions and Jets.
I wouldn't mind that. Would you, Don?
I don't even see the Jets. Screw the Jets.
I want the Jets. I want the Lions to send Aaron Rodgers to retirement.
I'd rather see the Packers send him to retirement. Come on now.
Oh, come on. We already.
Fuck Aaron Rodgers. He ain't going to get nowhere.
For you. We made him leave. So let us make him retire too.
Yeah, Aaron Rodgers saw the division was going to get tougher in the next couple of years, so he had it
Had
out.
he not got hurt on the fourth snap, he was going to fake retire, and now he'd be a Viking.
Right.
That's not till next year. He's got to do 2 years in New York, then he can go to the Vikings.
There you go.
But the question is, being last year was only 4 snaps, does that one count?
Well, wait. It is 5 if you count the Achilles.
I think that's what Mike was trying to say.
That's foul.
That's fucked up. Who was the Jets' first game? Who's Jets playing the first
They got
game?
the 49ers.
And that's a loss. Oh, that's perfect. They're about to get slaughtered. The Jets are about to get their ass handed to him.
Yeah,
he's going to try to come out there and prove some shit.
They have
and
a
he's
bunch
in
of
California
primetime
where he
games
wants
too,
to
don't
be.
Yeah, Monday night
first
against
fucking
the
thing is going
49ers.
to be a pick. I'm going to tell you that.
The worst part is the same person that tackled Aaron Rodgers that messed up his Achilles is now a 49er.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
Yeah, they play the 49ers Monday night, just like they played the Bills Monday night.
Okay. Breaking news. Jets signed Kirby Joseph at wide receiver. Aaron Rodgers might have a career year.
Right.
I mean, the Jets maybe could be sneaky good.
They've got one of the best linebacker cores in the league. They've got one of the best secondaries in the league.
They are one of the best defenses in the league, period.
Right, and they got Quinnen Williams.
Breece Hall.
They got one of the top 5 defenses. But if they can
as the season and get double-digit touchdowns, I'm not as impressed with Breece Hall as everybody else.
Now, what about this idea? Devontae Adams says he's really, really not happy in Vegas. Do you think there's any chance he ends up in New York?
It won't be for 2 years because his dead cap won't let them.
Yeah, they can't afford him.
Yeah, the Jets don't have the money to afford him.
That not only that, the dead cap that would cripple the Raiders in the process of getting rid of him for 2 years from now. Because
didn't the same thing just happen in Denver though with the cut quarterback?
They still had the cap room to afford to do it.
Yeah, the Jets don't though.
the Raiders don't have the cap room to be able to afford that and field a team.
Yeah. And the Jets got to pay Garrett Wilson and Sauce Gardner probably after next year because they're going in their third year.
I don't think Sauce Gardner's he's probably gonna walk in agency. I don't think they're gonna be able to afford to re-sign
They're
him.
going to probably pay Sauce Gardner. Yeah, he'll be the top paid corner in the league.
They'll give him his fifth-year option, and they'll probably exclusive tag him instead of signing him, and then maybe trade him at the trade deadline to get a bag of draft picks.
They're going to pay Sauce Gardner.
Not if they can't afford it.
The cap's going to go up 30 or 40 million by then. That's 2 years away.
On top of that, you always got to pay your core players, and Sauce Gardner is a core player for them.
Yeah, they drafted him third overall. They're not letting him walk.
Hell no, we wouldn't do that.
Yeah, him and Quinn Williams, they weren't going to ever let walk.
I was not super impressed with Sauce's sophomore year.
I wasn't as impressed with his rookie season. You know why? Because Aiden Hutchinson had just as many interceptions, and now he's ahead of him.
Interceptions don't make a corner, man. It's about how who throws to you.
I was going to say, look at Nnamdi Asomugha.
I'm just being
passer rating.
Look at Darrell Revis.
Yeah.
Revis Island.
Yep, and he's holding
if
out.
You're dumb enough to throw on people, then you're going to get those interceptions, especially good corners. Sauce is a good corner. I've followed him since he was in the PSL here. So, and
how do
he
you
was
explain
the PAL League.
One All-Pro year when he led the NFL in both pass breakups and picks?
Who's this?
Darius Slay, the only good corner we've had in my life.
Yeah, poor Darius Slay. He goes to Philly to get away from Fat Matt Patricia, and then they hire him to make him the coordinator again.
Wait, is he there again?
He was there last year, is what I'm saying. He had to deal
with
the defensive coach twice.
No, I know he was there last year. I didn't know if they re-signed him.
And you know what?
Why did we not all bet our entire savings accounts on Tampa to beat Philly in the playoffs?
I don't know.
I haven't seen that sort of moonwalk into the playoffs since Jim Caldwell.
No, yeah, you would.
I knew Tampa was going to whoop their ass.
You want to know?
Tampa was going to beat the fuck out of them.
Everyone did.
Do you want to know when
that was set up
into the playoffs with 11 wins straight, and then fall apart?
Oh, Pittsburgh
in 2020.
The last undefeated team.
Yeah, they were 11-0. James Burgess, Aiden Hutchinson is the first lockdown edge.
Right.
I love it. That's funny.
Or will be once he gets a pick six. Yeah, he will.
Yeah, he damn near had a fumble return for a touchdown. If it wasn't for Darnell Wright booting it out the back of the end zone.
It's Aiden Hutchinson.
No, the Legion of Boom was not a great secondary. That was probably the greatest secondary the NFL is, or really close to the greatest secondary the NFL's ever seen.
The Legion of Boom?
Yeah.
Yeah.
They were.
If they aren't the top, they're really close to it.
Richard front seven was problem. They had Bobby Wagner.
Isn't Bobby Wagner still playing?
Yeah, he plays for Washington.
Oh, that's right. He did go to Washington. Did he go to Washington?
Yep,
I think so, yeah.
Yeah, he went to the Commandos.
Lions could have done that if they just kept Slay, still drafted Akuda, kept Diggs. Glover Quinn would have stayed.
Glover Quinn was
James.
We got Fat Matt.
It's extremely hard to do because literally outside of the Legion of Boom, tell me the second best back four ever.
Yeah, you can't because really Legion you don't give a secondary a fucking nickname if they're not.
But if your back four is that elite, your front seven can be
okay.
Yeah.
It was that secondary that was with the Four Horsemen in Minnesota, because that secondary had Paul Krause and whoever else, and they were just a plethora of picks that waiting to happen because quarterbacks couldn't throw the ball without being hit.
I mean,
Well, you can say that about the 50s Lions secondary, too. They had some Hall of Famers on their secondary.
What about the Steel Curtain?
Steel Curtain was, but that's the front four, front seven.
Yeah,
okay.
Front four.
That was Jack Lambert, Cam, and Mean Joe Green and company.
Just like the Orange Crush was the front four, front seven for the
which that Randy Greatish.
And the Purple People Eaters is the same thing for Minnesota.
Now I'm sitting here trying to think about the second best back four ever. No idea.
Yeah, it's really not. Yeah,
I'd say if you go by the interception count and the way the QBs passed against them, I almost want to put that Minnesota team. That secondary was pretty damn good.
But as was said, I mean, typically you can't really say you can't really point out a specific team if they don't get some kind of catch name like the Legion of Boom and such.
Right.
It's hard to say, hey, look, the '84 Jets was really good, but you don't know. They don't have a name correlated with them.
I got a Lions trivia. What Lions defensive lineman was known as Mr. Mean?
It's the Lions. I really don't care.
That was his nickname, Mr. Mean. Oh, he got it. Oh, I know it off the top of my head. I guessed you knew it. Hey Siri.
There you go.
I'll give you a hint. He's in the Hall of Fame, but it's posthumously. Plays in one of my favorite Mel Brooks movies too.
Was it Kalimba Edwards?
Looking it up now, this is another thing. I remember this one. The 1994 San Francisco 49ers secondary, which had Deion Sanders, Tim McDonald, and Merton Hanks. I remember Merton Hanks.
Chicken Man.
Bobblehead guy. No, he's a bobblehead when he hit the touchdown.
The 2002 Buck, John says, with one of the Barber twins and John Lynch and all those guys.
Yeah, and the dude that won the Super Bowl MVP.
1970s Raiders.
Who was in that backfield?
Had
Jack Tatum.
Yep, Jack Tatum was in there.
He was a linebacker, wasn't he?
Mel.
Safety.
I think. Let's see.
I thought.
The Lions were, according to this, the Lions were third, Seattle was second, and Raiders are first. They had Skip Thomas, George Atkinson, Jack Tatum, and Willie Brown. I forgot about Willie Brown.
I just knew Tatum off the top of my head. He was one of my favorites. Loved the way he hit people.
That's so dark.
He hit people.
That's why I said the Lions of the '60s had one of the best secondaries. They had Dick LeBeau
and Dick LeBeau.
They had Dick LeBeau, Dick Lane, and Lim Barney.
Yeah.
Those are
what about the mythical '85 Bears? What was their? I really didn't care then. Don't care now. But what was their calling card? I know it was their defense.
It was their front four too.
It was that
Their
weird.
defense was pretty. Their secondary is okay. They had Mark Carrier. He was.
What about the 05? I think it was going back to the Bears again. I think that's when they went to the big game. It failed.
Oh, Tillman and Mike Brown.
They still had a strong defense, but that's all they had, wasn't it?
Hey, Mike, your Packers made this list too. They were number 6. This is back in the '60s. They had, you remember Bob Jeter, Willie Wood, Herb Adderley.
I was going to say you're looking at the same list.
Yep. Yeah.
I was negative 20 years old. Yeah, I know exactly who you're talking about.
2000s Ravens. You're talking Ed Reed.
Yeah.
And old Rod Woodson. Who are their corners though?
Chris McAllister.
Yep.
Chris McAllister was one of them. Deion Sanders was on that, wasn't he?
Yeah, because for their first one, right? Deion Sanders was on that team, I believe.
Let's see. I just saw that in Baltimore too. Oh yeah, they had Dwayne Starks, Chris McAllister, Rod Woodson, Ed Reed, Samari Rowe, Corey. Yeah, they had a nice little secondary back. That was that was a good secondary. Ed Reed made that secondary up just by himself. But you add Rod Woodson, who's a Hall of Famer. And you got Rod Woodson, who's a Hall of Famer.
Well,
and you got Chris McAllister. Huh?
It's that time of night where I'm turning into a pumpkin because I'm yawning so hard my face turns red. So
I got one quick question. If I want some opinions here.
Okay.
Between two wideouts, one Green Bay, one Chicago, who would have had a better career had injury not cut their careers short? Johnny Knox, Sterling Sharp.
Johnny
Sterling
Knox
Sharp.
One hell of a year, but yeah, Sterling Sharp had more consistency before his injury hit him.
Besides, he had better quarterbacks thrown to him. We are talking about Chicago, so
yeah.
you can eliminate the quarterback out of that situation. So
now, if you switch teams,
Sterling Sharp by a mile, I'd say.
If you switch teams and put Sterling Sharp on Chicago, you'd say Johnny Knox.
Yeah,
okay, do the best you can to keep the quarterback play out of it. Which receiver do you think had a higher ceiling if they were on a better team, or specifically if Knox was on a better team?
Higher ceiling was Knox.
Literally forgot all about Johnny Knox.
He got knocked out way early in his career. So
yeah, when his head touched his butt.
Oh, Abilene Christian.
Yeah.
That's where Denzel Snipes has his bachelor's from.
His alma mater.
Where did my...
All right. That being said, I'm going to end this the way I always do. Try every day to be a better person than you were the day before. It's the only way to make the world a better place. Thank you to the plethora of guests who streamed in and out of here faster than probably most Bears fans could ever think of drafting a quarterback. But anyways, it's been a pleasure and a great time with Mike Marsh, Mike Johnson, Bistrilla, Will, Ralph Williams, Jordan Edelman. I mean, what's his name? Real? Oh, Davidson. Yeah.
Peddleman.
Hey, all I know is his illegitimate father, Edelman, Julian Edelman, had one of the best roasts of Tom Brady and Bill Belichick at the same time. That was great. And of course, my buddy, the Dirty Dom, for joining us. But have a great evening, everybody, and I'll be back on at noon tomorrow with your latest camp news.